Okay, so you guys can fill out the, I appreciate that you all sign up to help us out. You can just give us, he's recording this right now, so you have to kind of pay attention. He's not recording you, but he's recording you. Okay, so we're going to be talking about customer service today, and there's two learning objectives that we want to accomplish here today. One is to tell what a quality program should look like and develop a strategy to achieve that. And I will tell you I have what Nick has to say about a quality program, but I'm not going to tell you that to the end, because what I want to happen here is we have some opportunities to have some conversations, and we're going to record some of that, and you're just going to be two. That's all you're going to be. Your names won't appear. You can probably figure it out, but anyways. But so you get a chance also to share what you think customer service is and how it should look, and how you can be a part of that. And that doesn't mean he's going to go back and change his statement, but you are their customers. Just like I said, okay, we gave you some candy for Village Resident Camp. You can think of it as a bribe, but you're our customers and we want you to get so. It's also what? It's also a bribe too. You could sometimes. Remember, kids work for Skittles. Keep that in mind. Yeah. And then to develop a plan to share a quality program in each program area. We're not going to sit here and write a plan per se, but like Claire, you're the program director for the nature stuff. I just put you all in the nature area. So how could you go back and work with your team to discuss a plan for how are you going to address customer service for you, so that you would take that in the kitchen. Sorry, the kitchen is here. So you're going to, you guys are like, how does she know this? You even knew it before you even knew it. Sorry, I just conversations with them. So, but how can you and your team in the kitchen provide good customer service? How does that look for you? So it's just kind of get those juices flowing in your head. If we had like 2 hours to do this, I'd actually have to sit down and create those plans together and things like that. So, but no working time, okay? So it's the job of the program director to ensure that we have a quality program and that it's not the entire season. On camp stuff, it's really important to remember that week 1 will go really well, week 2 will go really well. Week 3 is pretty good. Resident 1 week's pretty good because we're all up and energized. But yeah, but like Pat said, as you get further into the summer and you're sick of getting up early in the morning and you're over caffeinated and all that kind of stuff. How can you continue? It's important to make sure that if I come to week 1 summer camp, I come to week 6, it should look just as good all those 6 weeks of camp. Okay. Well, I would say I'm thinking you should be approving because you should be going back and evaluating how week 1 went and how can we make week 2 better. Yep. I think last year in the resident camp, that was a prime example. We had no clue what we were doing, but by the next 2 sessions we knew, and then as we left those, we already knew how are we going to make next year better. Yeah, so this happens when the program director determines what a high-quality program looks like, and he does that, and then he commits to providing that level of service, okay? And this is from the syllabus, but for me, I think it's missing that fact that he's communicated this all with you. It's great to have a plan, and to have a vision thing out there all written down, but if you don't share with the people who need to know it, it's just some paper in a file cabinet.
Nobody knows what to do.
Yep. It's probably not even in a file cabinet. It's probably in a folder on his desktop, buried into something else that he can't find anymore. Oops. Oops. Hold on. What I want you guys, I gotta switch up. I gotta go back to my original presentation because your one's answers are in here. So while I'm doing that, what I want you guys to do is talk amongst yourselves about how do we measure success here. How do we know we've had a successful season? So someone can take some notes, and I will share out and put it in here, and let me bring up that other presentation.
More than enough.
You guys call one more. Should you take one of these? Yeah, just listen to the other side so that you can kind of hear what's going on.
Staff morale is kids want to come back. Probably more than the adults want.
Right here, we're talking about how do we measure success in Camp Longview.
Well, if the backers knows
Okay, so why don't you, Claire, start sharing a couple of those so that we can get those recorded.
Alright, we have research for scouts and adults for that. And that's based on like how the program is and how, I guess, at home we make the stuff.
Okay, good. I like, I'm gonna put that on there, making, customers feel at home.
The number of complaints versus the number of compliments that we receive at the end or during the meeting.
That's a good one.
Let's see. How many merit badges are earned, actually earned, not just given out. We don't do that here. And then, like staff morale.
Staff morale, yep,
And scout morale.
good,
Scouts are happy, then we're happy.
right. I'm gonna put on there that we affect each other, really, that it's not, you know, that it's kind of a two-way street here going on here, that to keep people happy. You guys have to be happy, and one of your sources of happiness is to know that your customers are happy, right? Yeah.
They're happy, if they're happy, we're happy.
Excellent, excellent. Anything else you guys want to add to that?
Anything else, guys?
I think she covered it very well.
Yeah, I think she did. Good job. Everybody talked. Yep, it was a group effort. So. Okay, so there's what you said. Okay, so now what we want to do is look at identifying our customers, and there's two different kinds of customers: internal customers and external customers. So let's come up with who do you think your internal, external customers are, and that they could fall on both sides of that. They could fall on both sides of that.
I'm thinking more the adults on that. Like they're gonna be more internal. They're probably not gonna show as much like I don't know how to say it. Like not attitude, but like they yeah, they're more concerned like how their scouts feel, like their troop.
I'd say the more external, internal, the people who want to like scouts. I think the most direct, I guess.
I don't think it needs to be. You don't have to think of your customers as the people you want to help the most, because externally adults and leaders are important because they are often involved in making the decisions. A parent helps the kid decide. So that's how adults and leaders can be external and internal. But when they're here at camp, now they become an internal customer, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you don't have that coffee clutch every morning, are you going to have some people come and complain, hey, where's my coffee? Hey, I like to come down and get them. They do. There you go. Okay. So it's okay for them to be in both places.
Then I guess external would also be like parents.
Okay.
Because
The scouts have a good time here, so they're gonna go and tell their friends. So their friends are like, yeah, I wanna get into scouting.
Okay, so actually, could non-scout or youths become an external customer?
Yeah.
That's good.
So basically, the world is our customer.
Right in the bar
I
here.
have a question. I really want to go live in the States, in the United States.
Not in the
No.
United States, but in Southeast Asia.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Okay, any other, who else are your internal?
The other staff members.
Oh, very good, Claire. Other staff members.
I am, my guy.
Well, and that's important to realize that you are each other's customers at some point, you know. Nick was in the other group and, you know, you're his customers, you know, if he doesn't clean the shower house or whatever has to be done, or you need water, whatever. So, good. Any other ones that you think you guys want to add to that?
Internal customer.
I think our neighbors, like people who like live around here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Bill.
I'm good with people who live around the camp.
Like we need to be.
But that's important, isn't it?
They need like they can easily put a bad rap on us as like
Exactly.
they see us like 3 months out of the year compared to 1 week.
Right.
So
Yep, excellent. That's a good one. Any other ones? Any other internal ones that you want to? You've got the adult leaders, the other staff. How about our youth scouts? We want our scouts on there too. Yeah. Yeah.
Program, so.
Yeah.
let's say something for the other groups.
And I'll have to tell you, the first group came up with some similar ones, but they have some different ones on their list. So it's interesting that, I'm thinking every group's going to come up with some similar ones, but then come up with some different ones too.
The environment is our customer.
The environment.
Nature.
So you want to put that under internal?
Another thing I hear about that one.
And external. You got like
And external, okay.
gene flow and stuff, right? Right? Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on from that one. That's good. I like that. So there's what you said. There are internal customers, our adults and leaders, other staff members, scouts, the environment. Externally, we have customers that are adults, leaders, and parents because, well, we're only here for 6 or 7 weeks out of the summer. How do you get them to come out here? You have to be promoting to those people outside of in the council. Okay.
What community are you part of?
Oh, excellent. Yep, that was on, I'm not going to put it on yours, but community was on the other list. That's one they came up with. Yep, donors. Remember Pat said we're going to build 3 new buildings? Well, are we paying for that? No. I'm not even a college student and I can't afford that, so. Okay. So what do you think the happiest place on the planet supposed to be believes about customer service? So first of all, what is the happiest place on the planet? Disneyland. So everybody can ask that, right? That it's Disneyland? Okay. And so what are some things, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions about Disney, and I think it would be easy to take a little cynical look at this because it is a corporation.
It's so genius.
Yeah, but what I want you to do, is think about the answers to the questions and how that would really fit here at Camp Longwood. Okay, so the first question is what do you think Disney's what the aim of the Disney theme parks are? What do you think the purpose of those?
Customer service.
Yeah.
Make memories.
Yeah.
Make memories. It's to satisfy the customer, right? And isn't that what you want to do here? You don't want to come here and not satisfy your customers, otherwise it shouldn't be here, right?
I'm not satisfied.
Right, that's right. How does Disney communicate its values to its employees?
Well, you don't hear them complaining. They
Not very often, no.
They're kind of behind like from the best.
Not all of them.
No, they're.
But what do you think they do though, that all their employees know what the values of what their job is? How do they show that they share those values?
Like maybe they just keep them on like a tight leash,
How about training? How about what we're doing today? Again, if we don't come together and talk about these things and communicate them to you or share information back that we're putting in here, it's pointless for you to type this stuff in and then just let it sit on my computer. I need to send it to Nick and Brad and say, just so you know, here's what your staff thinks. Might not change anything, but they are thinking about this just like you are. So that's important, okay? So this was interesting because I had never heard this, but does anybody know what it means, what on stage means and off stage means? What does that mean?
On stage is you're doing your best and you're putting on kind of a performance. You're putting on a performance. Not about you, it's about them.
Okay, what do you think off stage means then?
You're still putting on a performance.
No, on stage just means that you're visible to your customers. So think about it. When you're on stage here, you're doing your job, you're in your program area. But when you're off stage, you are maybe walking around the camp or you're over in the camp staff area. Can they still see you in the camp staff area? You could be over there swearing or making jokes or talking about somebody because somebody might hear that off stage, right? So I had never heard that before. I thought that was pretty interesting. So what is each employee's responsibility at Disney? What do you think?
Keep the customer happy.
Yeah, make them feel special. It's all about you. Nobody in this park matters but you. Yeah, and that's hard to remember sometimes. And what do you think they think is the secret to a successful business? This is kind of long.
Always keep people engaged.
Okay.
Everywhere. Their lines move so fast, it's faster than any other park ever. And even when you're in line, there's usually like games on the way. And like even if you're just standing around, entertaining people walking around.
So they're constantly keeping
you busy.
doing something.
You're part of the act almost.
There you go.
Right, and one of their statement is to looking at things from a customer viewpoint. Okay, what does it feel like to stand in a line for 40 minutes? Because that's sometimes how long it is, right? 40 minutes to get on that line. So what are we going to do? We're going to give you speed passes. We're going to put games along the way. We're going to have characters come and entertain you in line, right? Those are all the things that they do. So the other thing is, and how do you think they came up with those ideas? Do you think there's just a lot of smart people working for the Disney Corporation?
They too are.
They too are customers. What was that? Service? Yeah, listening to what their customers have to say. If we're going to survey you, we better share that information. Okay? And again, those of you who are returning, last year at Resident Camp, we gave you the chance to do that. And I didn't do it, Marie did it, but she took that feedback back to the council. You know, she has other people's ears that I don't always have, and that's okay. You know,
Takes people's ears.
yeah, she does. She takes people's ears. It is really scary, yeah. Don't get too close to her. I wasn't supposed to let that out. So Disney isn't the only corporation that wants to proclaim how they feel about customer service, because really, to have a successful business, you have to have customer service. Because if you don't have customer service, you have no customers, and then you don't have a business. It's just kind of a domino effect, right? So, and you guys might not know this because you might not even use these anymore, but there's a company out there in the United States, and here's what they say. This is one of their slogans is 48-hour turnaround, 0 defects. You guys will never guess this.
Set. Record.
Wait, you want to repeat that one?
It's 48-hour turnaround, 0 defects. Sounds like them, doesn't it? Yeah. It's actually the Deluxe Corporation. They're the largest printer of personal checks in the nation. But you guys probably don't even use those anymore, right? Yeah, there you go. Okay. How about this one? This one I don't think this corporation is really living up to this little slogan, but it's quality, service, value, and cleanliness. McDonald's. Do you think they live up to that all the time anymore? No. I think they need to go back and revisit that, or we need to tell them. We just bought new appliances in our kitchen, and we have a Bosch washing machine, and we bought a Bosch dishwasher, which is a higher end product, but we bought the middle of the road. And unbeknownst to me, my husband sent an email to the Bosch Corporation saying how much he liked their product, blah, blah, blah. This lady wrote this super nice email back, thank you for sharing. She says, we have some free products on the way to you. So they're sending us like dishwasher soap and stuff like that. But I mean, but how she said, we appreciated that you took the time to let us know that we're doing a good job and you like what we're doing. So customer service, there you go. And the last one is knock their socks off. Have you ever heard that one?
That is, airline.
Pretty close. It is an airline and it's Southwest Express. Probably when they were Midwest Express, they said, so did they buy them out?
Yeah.
I thought it was Ernie Dodge later.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's always like this school. Things like, oh, his dad can give him a car that can come to school on time. But no, he's like every day.
Okay, so remember I said you guys were going to be able to get a chance to give some feedback. In the presentation materials, they talk about a framework statement that you can use to come up with your own commitment to service. And again, Nick's done this, but now it's your chance to share. Just put number 2 at the top, and it's a fill in the blank kind of thing. So it was to provide blank a unique contribution to your customers so that they are listened to and admiration to them, so that we are thought of by them. They told the other group to type this at 11:30. My presentation's been done. I was just a little bit last night. We got late, and so go ahead. You guys talk about how you can fill that in.
There we go, yeah, excellent experience.
The scouting experience. Scouting. Boy Scouting.
No, that's just specific. Actually, just Now remember who your customers are. It's not just the boys coming to camp or the adult leaders.
Scouts.
There you go. You can say that, but think about what we talked about were your internal customers. You're actually internal customers to each other too. So how can you get yourself into that?
Oh, there you go. There you go. Oh, A-L-L. Chart out there. Humanity. Big huge. I have to live in real estate guy.
People, the environment, like that.
Some of the people that come back.
Do you want to play shoot?
I can swim in it. I'm really bad at it.
Well,
I used to see some
so that we are
You can leave that on. Oh, to capitalize it. Okay, yes. Yes, it's proper noun. Okay. So how do you want them to think about you? What is the thought? How do you want them to think about you as they leave? That was interesting in the other group. They talked about Carolyn talked about the fact that she was out in her neighborhood walking a dog or something, and a bunch of little boys were standing there. She said, "Oh, I can tell they're like 5th graders." And they walked past her. One of the little boys turns around and said, "Hey, I knew you," which was immediately in her brain. She thought, Weeblos, because you must be a Weeblos wrestling camp. And then he said something to her, and then she said something, "Oh yeah, I remember you, blah, blah, blah." But it was like, she knew that she could do that customer service outside of her home with that. So he must have thought positively enough of her and the experience to say, "I'm actually going to, in front of all my friends, say hi to this lady, this young girl." So what did you say? What do you want them to think of you? And I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to finish that up.
I like the remembering part. Go with the remembering part.
Amazing, smart,
So
awesome.
it's very awkward.
Leon Brown.
As the
That's the word.
As the epitome of the epitome of the scout.
We're at 15 seconds.
To be remembered.
I still remember
What do you think? Yeah.
role models
Have the epiphany.
of stewardship. Role models of stewardship.
Role models
The
and
epitome of hyperbole.
I like that. Go ahead. Role models and stewards of what?
Yeah.
Of the scouting
Scouting
program. No, that's good. The other group up top used unconditional. What did they say?
Love.
No. No, but that's how they explained it to me. They called it to provide unconditional service, to give quality service and expect nothing in return.
Like mom to dad, brother, sister, right?
That would be like familial.
Okay?
Talking about.
Good. Nice. I like that.
Familial love is unconditional.
Good conversation about that.
yeah, good.
Familial love is unconditional.
All right.
Feel your heartbeat.
So
Yeah.
now we're going to talk about, and we're going to just kind of do this all together here, okay, so that we can record it as we do it. But what will a successful program look like, and what can you do in your program area to ensure that there's a quality program? So kind of think of the camp in general, but then also think about what could you do in the job that you perform here, whether you're running an area, working in the kitchen, you know, being the chaplain, you know, what could you do that would show quality going on to that, so that you know that you're going to have a quality program. So.
Does it have to be noticed, or
I don't think it necessarily has to be blatantly noticeable. That there's things that often go on behind the scenes that they don't know. That's
Okay.
kind of that off-stage time, remember?
Yeah.
That there's stuff still going on that they don't know about, you know.
I think this just came up. I think if we're teaching a class, we should like have a lesson plan, but have other people like read it over, like to like make sure it sounds interesting, or
Okay.
and that's all I got so far.
So what do you think when you say to make sure it's interesting? What do you?
Like you want to keep like the audience involved. You don't want to just be up there like
Lecturing.
Okay.
This is a place to interact.
like maybe call up one of them to to help you demonstrate, like to help with the role.
And again, in education, we call that active learning, okay? So that you're not just sitting and getting, and unfortunately, that's what you guys are kind of getting today as you move around, because we're on a time frame. Like I said, if we had 2 hours to do this, it would be more engaging. We're just trying to get a little bit of taste of that, so that's good. Something else?
The parents and adults always look at how much educational value the scouts will get out. I mean, they're
Okay.
here to have fun, but they're also here to learn.
Yeah, parents are a lot about the advancement. What are they going to get out of this? You know, the Webelos. What are they going to earn? That's really important. So if what you're giving has no educational value or advancement, in our case, value, then should we really be doing it? You know, making sure that it mixes in. And there are things that we do are fun here, right? You know, we have a camp-wide race. Well, is that educational? No, but it is a physical thing, it's a teamwork thing, so there are still educational components to it, okay? Anything else you guys want to add?
If they're having fun,
Okay.
Smiles.
big.
That's what it
smiles,
looks like.
not sleeping.
Except for at night. People need to sleep.
Yeah,
Or else they die.
So who's smiling? Just them?
everyone,
Everybody.
even the adults.
Everybody.
That's difficult.
Okay. All right. And remember, Claire said if they're not happy, she's not happy. So if she's not smiling, they're not smiling. And sometimes Claire gets up in the morning and says, it's week 5. I'm really sick of going and walking to take a shower and all that sort of stuff. But by the time she gets to program, once she gets to program, she's got that smile on her face, and nobody even knows what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add to that one?
I think we should try to make them take away something from what we're teaching them.
Does it have to be physical, or can it just be knowledge?
Kind of
It
like
should be a combination of both, right?
yeah, like give them some knowledge plus like give them something they can like a token they can remember something from.
Very good. That's one of my things, you know, is that if you're going to do something, they should have something physical in their hand, especially the Webelos, because they're going to go home and show somebody now from their first experience, look at what I made at camp, you know, and think about it, you know, for the boys when you went to camp and you got a partial on your merit badge. Were your parents a little disappointed about that? How come you didn't finish that merit badge? You know, Claire's parents weren't mad at her, but, you know.
Claire just doesn't get partial.
Okay, good. So let's move on to the recovery system. What we want to talk about here is that no matter how hard you try to offer the best program and provide customer service, you can't make everybody happy all the time, okay? So this guy at British Airways says that you should treat the customer as if he or she were always right. And that's hard because sometimes you know you're not right, but I'm going to have to in some way make you feel like you're right and fix things for you. So he says they say a good recovery system is a positive, managed effort to attack a problem so thoroughly and wholeheartedly that there will be no possibility the customer might walk away discouraged, disappointed, or wishing he had never gotten involved with us in the first place. Okay? All right? And again, there's always going to be someone, but you know what? That one bad experience spreads out in the community to your external customers that you guys talked about, right? So, these two guys up here, Zumke and Schafts, I don't know if you'll hear about them again, but they have this 5-ingredient system to effective recovery, okay? So, I like quotes, and we all know that Ben Franklin said a lot of things. He always had something to say about everything, right, didn't he? So people say that he said, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail, okay? This recovery system is like your plan, okay? But then they also said that he said by failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. And I kind of think that's probably the quote the Boy Scouts would like the best, with being prepared, right? There you go, play on words. Boy. Okay, so the first part is the apology, okay? You need to say we're sorry, okay? And you should deliver it in person. Don't text somebody that you're sorry. It's sort of like that text breakup kind of thing. Don't do that texting. Say you're sorry.
We need to help that.
Deliver it personally, okay? And speak in the first person, okay? You take responsibility, okay? I'm really sorry that your child fell into the little critter pond over by the Econ Lodge. Okay, no one can fall in there. Excellent. See, we solved that problem. We listened after 10 kids fell in, and we took the pond away. Yeah, rode right through it. So, and then make sure that you're also speaking on behalf of the organization. Okay, so because while you guys are really important, who carries the clout?
The camp.
The camp, or the Potawatomi Area Council, or Pat Scher. Just like he said, I take my wife out for an anniversary dinner, and they meet people who only think I'm a scouter. Sort of like when you were a child in school and you thought teachers slept in their classrooms every night, and that, you know.
Wait, they don't?
So
They have hotels next door, right?
Nick does.
Right?
We used to classification for class.
I'm pretty certain Mr. Feely spends some nights at school. I can see him brushing his teeth in the bathroom in the mornings. So
Urgent reinstatement, okay, is that you get that problem fixed ASAP, okay? Oh wait, we'll take care of that for you, and 2 days later they're coming back and saying, there's still no toilet paper in the bathroom, we need to take it out.
Although that does happen.
It does, but Nick himself in the last session said, you know what, I need to, when I do something like that, I need to apologize, but then I really need to think about making sure I'm better about doing that, okay? All right, and he said sometimes I get pulled away. It's not my fault, but he's willing to take the responsibility. Okay, and it should be so that the customers know that you're doing everything possible. Okay, I am stopping everything to take care of this for you. Okay,
Because I care about you.
right, That's really important.
If that
So-
happens, would you want to like inform like a superior?
I mean, that would be a question Nick could answer, but sometimes I think that if you have the authority and the capability to take care of something in your program area, your job area, I think you take care of it, but you always report it. I just need you to know, Nick, this happened today, so that if somebody comes to him to carry the complaint forward, he has background
That
knowledge.
way I don't get blindsided
Right.
by it. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna support you guys to the bitter end. I've been in positions in my job where the administration does support me, and I know what that feels like to be sold out.
Right.
Okay.
I hate it. But the best way to prevent that is, one of the best ways to help kind of have that is let me know about things that are going on before they become an issue. And if you feel like it's resolved, even if you feel like it's resolved, you can always tell me about it in a month or two if it was an issue.
Okay.
Especially anything with the adults or parents, but scouts as well.
That's a really good question, though. That's a really good question. Yep. The other thing is to show empathy. And again, remember, sometimes, you know, you have to make the customer feel that they're right, but sometimes in your head you know they're still wrong. But you have to show them that you understand. I understand how you feel about this situation, and we've heard you. I'm reaffirming, Chris, that I really understand that you don't like to go to up to the I want to say the outback, but up on the hill after you've worked in the kitchen all day. Okay. In my head, I'm thinking, dude, you're going anyways. I don't really care, but I'm making you think like sometimes you have to do that. Yeah. But then I'll bribe you, Chris, and it'll be okay. So you want them to know that they're cared about. So this is serious, is that they know that you really care about them, because in that moment it is about them. It's not about anything else. And I like this, when service fails, that you first treat the person and not the problem. Make them feel better. Okay. You can go back and fix the problem. You know.
And a lot of times by fixing the problem with the person, or fix the person, you fix the problem.
Yeah.
The two-party.
Right, yeah. So to begin with, it's all about the person and making them feel better about what's going on. Okay. Symbolic atonement is to expresses the sentiment that you want to make things up to the customer. How can I make things up? In the syllabus it said some people might have the authority to actually purchase something to make them feel better. I don't think anybody really has that much authority here that we can do that. But what could you do? Let's put a couple ideas out here. I don't have any money or whatever, but what can I do to make things right in my area of servicing my customers? What could you do as an individual or as a program area to do that?
Change the lesson.
Okay, so we talked a lot about lessons, didn't we?
Yeah.
So change the lessons to fit the needs, right?
Yeah. Like if they have an interest you're not covering for the whole week, maybe you just want to change it so they're happy when they leave.
Right, right. Anything else?
Yeah.
Okay, right. There's nothing to say you can't add a little something to it to get them back engaged to do what you want them and they need to do. So that's good. What else can we do to show that we really want to make things better?
Put forth a little effort. Like, there's been several times where merit badges or blue cards aren't completely filled out. Like, scouts were mismarked as, oh, you didn't complete the merit badge when they actually did.
Okay.
So you go the little extra mile to like fix that.
Okay, so fixing a blue card mistake, right?
Or yeah.
Like if it
Or misunderstanding, maybe we could call it. Chris, what did you say?
like if the adults come up to the window during summer camp and they say they don't have enough food, just like walk in the kitchen and say you put more in and then give it back, and then like they're like, oh, you gave us more food, and then everyone gets food but you really didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was last year.
Okay. So
I just like spread it a little bit. So
okay, so really, Chris,
we don't have
making
extra
sure
food,
people
though.
are fed
Yeah.
can make a big difference. Good food and enough of it, right?
It's a really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're happy on that.
Yeah. Okay, can you think of anything else that you want to add to that one? I think those are some good ideas. Again, you guys came up with some different ideas that the other group didn't come up with, so there's a lot of good stuff to build upon to share out in the future, you know. Maybe next year's presentation could be more about let's share everything together that people have to do on this. So, okay, back to our presentation here. I know I'm getting to my time here. So then you want to follow up, okay? Don't just assume everything's fixed and they're happy. Make sure you go back and you talk to them, okay? I like the one that says when a customer feels victimized, follow-up is critical, okay? If you just say, oh, okay, I told so-and-so and I assume they took care of it, go back to the person who said they would fix it. And then go back to the person who had the complaint and say, I'm just checking, have your needs been met, all right? Because again, that's showing empathy, right? Showing that you care, that you want to make things the best that they can be, okay? When the camper is unhappy, let others know, okay? If they come to Claire and a camper comes next to, are you in a program area?
Oh, yeah.
What area are you in?
Boating.
Okay, so they're with Claire, they come to boating, and you hear them say something negative about something that went on when they were over in the nature area, okay? Now, that's probably not going to happen, but sometimes Claire makes people unhappy, and we have to deal with it. So instead of just like blowing it off, you should go back to your internal customers, your each other's customers, and say to Claire, hey, I heard this, Claire. And I don't even remember who said it, but is there something we can do to make this better for them when they come back to their session tomorrow? Can we rectify that kind of thing?
Talk to me.
Yeah. But sometimes they're not. When people have complaints, they don't go to the people that should hear them,
Yeah,
right?
you never hear to go right to your administrator or
Right.
the guidance counselor
Yeah.
or me
Guidance
or
counselor.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, they never go to the person that they should. They always wanna complain.
And avoid conflict.
Yeah.
They're afraid I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. And you gotta remember, some people just enjoy complaining about something, no matter how right it is. So,
I need attention.
Just about there.
okay, then we'll skip this. You guys have been really good at interacting and talking here today. So I think you took a lot of good takeaways here from today. So we're not going to record what you learned, but you know that would be something that if you were in a program area, how do you know they know how to boat correctly now? You know, so how do you know they know the nature things? How do you know?
Demonstrate.
Yeah.
Questions.
Demonstrate. So, but here's my final little. Oh wait! I got one more thing. He walked away, but we're going to share what Nick has to say about customer service, and then I'm going to tell you what I think the best customer service thing is. So, a quality program begins with trained and motivated staff. Staffers present and model the values of scouting at all times. It's in line with the aims and methods of scouting. There's appropriate room for advancement while presenting opportunities to explore other aspects of camp. I like that. Don't let the kids get up and, I gotta get this parapet done. You know, go out and try some other things, okay? And that it provides a chance for them to develop the points of scout law in their daily life. I think that's really important. But here's what I say. And of course, I have something for you, so don't walk away. Okay, another bride. I think that customer service begins and ends with a smile. So don't eat it, it'll lodge in your throat.
Just smile.
I'm gonna find a way to pin this to my jacket. Thank you.
And you're supposed to actually pass that smile along. You need a little comb that they can wear off, and you're supposed to put a new face on there and pass that smile along. So maybe you can hold that for camera. You guys, you know, I'll be here the first week, and I'll have blank stones with me, so you guys can come and get them.
It's like a game where we send smiles.
I'm gonna give like I know what I'm gonna do.
I'm not individual from the internet.
It's all good.
Okay.
It actually works for me. Well, I used to have. Where am I? Reaching my $10 yacht for the day.
Thank you, Kathy. It's a good look for you, Billy. I can see you pulling off a monocle and a top hat, maybe a cane.